I didn't see this. 2 50-point games in a friggin' series? Like, he is better than I could have ever imagined him being.
For Denver here, man, like they got a 50.0 turnover game from Jamal Murray in game 4, and they lost. Because their defense is so freaking horrible. Hey. Jokic turned into a solid defender this season, and he's back to sucking on defense right now. It's really, I don't know what you do.
Hey, not to mention, they are in overtime from being swept out of this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Utah lost the 57-point game by Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
I mean, so.
And by the way, after that game, didn't we say they're probably not going to get another game like that from Mitchell? He scores 51 in game 4.
You and I,
my goodness.
We get to come by this honest, too, because we were Donovan Mitchell hipsters.
Yeah, we can toot our horn on that. We can toot our horn on Mitchell.
Well, as I've said many times, it was just by circumstance. And people, every year they say, well, Summer League doesn't matter. But sometimes Summer League does matter, all right? Like, I watched this past year, I watched Brandon Clark win the MVP of the Summer League, and guess what? Brandon Clark's really fantastic, and he had a very good rookie season, right? He looked better than the other guys there. But the first year, that year after that draft, I was not super well-versed in Donovan Mitchell even going into that. And I was at a game, and I watched this guy score like 35 points, and he had 10 steals in the game. And I remember me and you did a podcast in my room, and I said, Kevin, it was like you took an 10-time NBA All-Star and threw him in a Summer League game and said, go play against these guys. Like, that's how much better this guy was than everybody on the floor. It really looked like that. And, of course, since his rookie season, he's been outstanding. But, God, man, I didn't see this. 2 50-point games in a friggin' series? Like, he is better than I could have ever imagined him being, Mitchell.
For sure.
And this is superstar stuff, seriously.
I mean, it's like before that draft, I wrote an article saying that if I'm placing a bet on that annual steal that we always talk about, the 11 to 17 or 18 range, I'm placing that bet on Mitchell. But even then, I mean, you're expecting him to be a really good player. You're expecting him to be a guy who's a good defender, who can play on ball or off ball, get some buckets for you, be a shot creator. You're not expecting a guy who could score 50-plus points twice in a playoff series at this age. Nobody's expecting that.
No, he's in that Tyler Hero range, right? Like they're drafted around the same thing.
You mean the mid first round. Yeah, like that draft
and Tyler Hero's going to have a long, very good career. I suppose.
Not like Donovan Mitchell.
No, I mean, it would be hilarious if we looked up in 2 years that Tyler Hero scored 50 in the playoffs. That would be wild. Anyways, Utah now, I mean, are we now, at the very beginning of the season, certainly with the acquisitions of Bogdanovich and Conley, we looked at them as a sleeper contender. Yep. Are we back to that, or is this just Denver is a disgrace? I really don't know.
Denver's a disgrace because of their defense. Their defense is an embarrassment. I mean, I would pick the Clippers or the Mavericks over Utah, but I mean, they could be competitive for sure with the way Mitchell's playing, with the way Conley's coming along. Gobert is doing a heck of a lot for that team on both ends of the floor. They're getting positive contributions across their roster. Jordan Clarkson scoring 24 points off the bench for them in that game against Denver. They still have some weapons. They just don't have nearly as many without Bogdanovich. They do have a shallow bench. That remains true, as we talked about before the series and after game 1. So I would not pick them in the next round against either opponent. But I think what we're seeing, though, does put into perspective what their upside was with Bogdanovich because of what he provided as that secondary scoring presence.